Hey yo, it is yours truly, Lamore Decina, aka Mr. Cool Spot, covering part 2 in this procrastination series. In part 1, we covered a lot of details in a short period of time to build our foundation. But now that the foundation is set, let's see how we can build around some scenarios on the topic of procrastination and apply neuroscience, spirituality, and a look at the human anatomy through science in this video. Yeah, we're going that deep. So hold on to your seats, all right? Let's get into this.
Module accepted.
Learning about human behavior through the lens of neuroscience is interesting. I have to share this, but at the same time, give credit to Dr. Joe Dispenza for making this so simple to understand. Now, my disclaimer, however, is that he is not a believer of the faith, so I'll be adding my own spiritual understandings to this presentation. I'll also add my twist to this to make it relatable through this scenario. You ready to jump into the plot? Okay, let's go. You're a person that deals with procrastination and depression, and you're going through a custody battle, so you're in need of a family attorney. Your support circle is really, really small. You have bad credit, and I'm the only person that has it at the time to help you out. So we agree. But here's the problem. After we agree, something drastic happens that sets me back. Plus, I have a family to manage, and I'm now stuck with having to make a hard decision. Needless to say, the worst happens in family court and you lose the case because she had the best family attorney in town while you only had a legal aid. Now you're upset with me because I couldn't follow through with helping you out and you lost custody of your child, so now you're spiraling out of control. I know it's messed up, but it's hypothetical, y'all. Calm down. I'm a storyteller. Let me do my job. Here's how human behavior works through the lens of neuroscience. Dr. Joe Dispenza says this: from the time something traumatic happens, it's called a refractory period. Let's call that moment PTSD or CPTSD, and we will label it the root cause. If we try to ignore or try not to acknowledge that we've been affected and address it in the moment, it puts us in a mood. We'll label the mood latent vulnerability. Because the issue exists, but the depths of it is not obvious, and you're still in a vulnerable state. Let's say I see you a week or two later, like, what up, bruh? We good? Nah, bruh, we not good. Why? What happened? Man, I'm still not over what happened a week or two ago, man. I'm still in the mood. Let's label that hypervigilance, because at this point, you're trying to protect yourself. A month or so later, you cross my mind and we just so happen to cross paths out in public. You know how this goes. Yo, fam, it's been a while, man. What's up, bro? You were just in my mind the other day. And boy, would you look at God. I mean, we good? We good, right? Nah, we're still not good, bro. I'm still dealing with that situation, man, and I don't want to talk about it. And we will call that temperament. Temperament is where we learn how to suppress things very well without the intentions of ever getting back to the root cause. It's the coping mechanism that's in place at this point. And let's label this reduced social support, which is the abuse and neglect that took place from the past that causes you to reject social support over time. Let's say a year later, back to the story. I check in and see if you're okay, we good, and your response is, nah, still not good, bro. By that time, most of the unresolved emotions have now become a personality trait. And at the same time, the amygdala and the limbic system has shrunken, meaning that emotionally, you stop caring and have accepted the loss between us without ever getting back to the root cause. This is what happens in life and is a pattern for changes with most people. What if we change the scenario into a you versus you situation and the focus was now based on the consequences of time management? Would this make more sense? Hmm. Here's the second half where we go deeper because we can't ignore what happens spiritually, what happens mentally, and what happens physically in our daily lives. It's important. What happens spiritually? The first step into spirituality is having faith in something, no matter if it's in me, yourself, a vision, a relative, or something someone said prophetically. If the first step into spirituality is having faith in something, then know this: we've just entered ourselves into the spiritual realm. And with what's spiritual comes spiritual attacks. So for every new measure of faith or action, there will come a new measure to be tested. See, A lot of people don't realize we can go our entire lives without ever seeing spiritually. Heck, we can go our entire lives without paying attention with what's going on around us in the spiritual realm. Consequently, living our entire lives not knowing why all hell breaks loose every time we try to do something good. But why does this happen? Well, the Bible has a very popular scripture that says, "For our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the world powers of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in heaven or in high places." We know this. But did you know about this unpopular Bible scripture that says this? Dear friends, don't be surprised when the fiery ordeal comes amongst you that tests you as if something unusual was happening to you. Instead, rejoice as you share in the suffering of the Messiah, so that you may also rejoice with great joy at the revelation of his glory. Meaning, to speak directly to Scripture, the more you experience in your pursuit of faith, the more you will share in the suffering that the Messiah went through, and the more of him will be revealed to you. So embrace it. And if suffering happens while you're applying yourself to a level of faith, then it only means that you're on the right track to become whole. I got you. Watch this. You rejoice in this, though now for a short time you have had to struggle in various trials, so that the genuineness of your faith, more valuable than gold, which perishes though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor at the revelation of Yeshua. Key word, genuineness of your faith. Tested. Got it? There's also a universal law called the law of polarity. This means there's a positive and negative to everything. You can activate this law by uncovering what's happening on the opposite end of that spectrum. So, just by doing what's right or applying faith, you'll also uncover what's happening on the opposite end of that spectrum. Are we on to something? Okay. This just turned into a Bible study. Hold on. Recomposing. What happens mentally is that the brain is designed to be a map of the future. What does this mean? Well, we're not supposed to wait for the success to feel empowered. We're not supposed to wait for the wealth to feel abundant. We're not supposed to wait for the new relationship to feel loved, healed, or whole. These are the basics of life we should always strive towards to achieve in all areas of life. And we need to have a visual of our ultimate selves to begin applying action steps while rehearsing our ultimate outcomes. Plus, we need people in our lives that can genuinely pour into us to help us see ourselves. But what happens is we can get caught up in our daily habits that can unconsciously mold our way of thinking. See, a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that acquire through repetition. So you can do something so many times that the body can actually learn how to do it better than the mind can. I know it's crazy, but we'll get to that. The average person will wake up in the morning and begin thinking about their problems. Those problems are circuits and memories. Let's label each memory a snapshot. Each one of those memories are connected to people, things, certain times, and places. And if this is your daily routine, it also shows that your brain is a record of your past. So the moment you wake up and start your day, you're already thinking in the past. I know, but watch this. If each one of those memories has an emotion, and the emotion is the end product of past experiences, it means your familiar past will always lead to a predictable future. Oh my goodness. And you'll forfeit your free will to a subconscious program. Bruh. So there may not be an unseen hand that's the cause of your current situation. It may just be you, because you never got back to the root cause. Daggone, boy. Trust me, I know this hurts. Trust me, I have to wrestle with this first before I could even give it to y'all. I know it hurts. Finally, what happens physically? See, you can learn to do something so many times that the body could actually learn to do it better than the mind can. There's a study that shows that 95% of who we are by the time we're 35 years old is a memorized set of behaviors, emotions, reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that functions like a computer program. So we can say that with the 5% of our conscious mind that we have left, yeah, I want to be happy, and etc. But the body is on a completely different program. Well, why does that happen? Science shows that there are chemical endorphins that are released in the body every time something traumatic happens. The brain not regulating the difference in time, can send the same stress signals to the body just from having an old thought or from a trauma. And then the body will then respond as if it's going through the same traumatic experience in real time. All over again, which is called brain and body coherence. But here's where we can have an addiction to those chemical endorphins, which can happen based off of our daily habits. Because we've created a lifestyle of suppressing issues that our body is now accustomed to. And at this point, can send signals back to the brain that can create a cycle all in itself to trigger old traumas like a reminder, like clockwork. Because of this, most people will generally use their current problems and past problems to reaffirm their limitations. It's so much, but I'm trying to stay within these 10 minutes. In closing, this, my friend, is my understanding of procrastination. I wanted to kick off my 2024 with this series in particular because I've been a victim all of my life and I'm still battling with procrastination today. It's an ongoing thing. But my overall theme for all of my upcoming videos is to create a problem and dig up the root cause. Remember, it's in the roots. But that's my time, and I pray this helps someone. And for what it's worth, creates dialogue amongst our communities so that we can all be better individuals. So, like, comment, subscribe, share with 3 people. And I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you. Peace.